Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Chalice Chats. 50 episodes! It's crazy! So much Chalice Dungeoneering. It's still hard for me to believe. Not to mention the fact that we are closing in on the end of this series. Whether we do the kind of extended version... Ooh, you look creepy when you're just a shadowy figure over there. Whether we do the extended version with the next... Oh. Wow, these guys look so cool, like cloaked in shadow and with flaming weapons. Neat. Alright, let's see if I can sneak around the big guy without him noticing. But to finish the thought from before, whether or not we do the kind of extended version where I go into the Feated, Rotten, Cursed Chalice for the first time or not. So, it's crazy to think that I'm actually going to get to the point where the Chalice Chats are over and we're going to be in the final stretch of Translation Born. Been doing this for, it's like 6-7 years, something like that. It's crazy. So, very hard for me to think of. Also, I'm realizing... No, see, it just did 1059. What I was going to say was, I'm realizing I've been comparing a powerful R2 attack on my weapon when I compare it to the, what do you call it? When I compare it to the visceral attack option. However, it's not actually the most powerful attack I can do, and therefore it's not necessarily the best comparison. However, hello. Yeah, Tana Twist is just a little bit slow. That worked out. Yep. I saw it. Couldn't do anything about it. But I can heal up. Can re-up my power. I can dodge out of the way, and then I can follow up on the stragglers. Look at that. That ended up working out in terms of space management. But yeah, I was thinking that one particular enemy, I always go for the single swipe as opposed to the powered up one when I'm comparing how much damage I do as a visceral attack as opposed to... I see that statue. Whoa! Oh, man. Look at that. You hide one trap behind another. Isn't that just grand? That's... Oh, I love it. Alright, yeah, you turn around. That trap's going to trigger. I'm going to roll sideways so I don't set off the other trap. I hope. Definitely stay off-center until I can destroy this. There we are. Alright, now, if you crazy Chalice Dungeon setups would stop interrupting me, I can actually finish the point I was trying to make, which was I always go for the single one here as opposed to the powered up version when I'm comparing the damage I get on a stagger, and it's probably better if I do the charged up version. However, as you just saw, the danger of doing the charged up version after you get them to go down to one knee. Oh, this is like that one super cool place in that other Chalice dungeon. I'm hearing someone. There's probably, actually, well, I don't know if there's anything I can do about it. The last time I saw this setup, there were people like stationed on the top floors to wreak havoc. But I'm gonna stay undercover here. I hear a ghost too. No, I tried to roll through that, but it didn't work. But yeah, it's a little bit slow. Hello, dogs. A little bit slow going for the full charge as opposed to just getting the visceral. So I feel like until I ran that experiment, I was thinking, I'm not really making the best comparison, but perhaps I am, in fact, getting the best comparison I actually can. Okay, didn't want to lock on, I wanted to lock off. I wanted to roll away, I want to run away. Keep coming at me. I'm just going to round this corner here, which I know the enemies sometimes have a little bit of trouble with. Very nearly ran into that guillotine, but I stopped short. I remembered I, disarmed the one particular statue trap, but I hadn't I completely forgot about the guillotine. I kind of put it in my mind in the dealt with category, and it just happened pure blind luck that I didn't want to go all the way back down the hall to fight the dogs. Well, that was exciting. That was crazy. I was expecting... Oh, it hit me that time. I knew there'd be people throwing things from above. And I hear the ghost again. Ghost is probably in that room. But we've dealt with the 3 dogs. I thought there were 2. Turned out there were 3. I did get kind of lucky with that one, in that I was able to deal with it. It happened to be the one that I hit first, and then it happened to be the one that I hit second, and that happened to be enough to take it out. The other 2 dogs obviously were more of a challenge. Anyway, hello again. Yep. Definitely want to go for a visceral on that one, because that's how I get my HP back. You're not going to care. Aha! I got, oops, the tiniest glimmer of a stagger there. And, uh-oh. Yep, I knew that was going to be a disaster. And so it was. But let's dodge forward through your attack. I don't know why it turned off my lock-on. And dodge through the attack. And finish the enemy. Man. This is way different than the other Depth 5s I've been experiencing in terms of difficulty. This already feels a lot harder than the Ease Chalice I was just in. The enemies just seem a little bit hardier. Well, I guess those guys don't. I guess they've been throwing hardier enemies at me is the thing. But they're noticeably that much hardier, and the damage, of course, is sky high. I think, that's just a similarity. Now, I'm hoping if I go this way... Hello, trap. There's also quite a lot of traps. I'm hoping that if I go this way, I can... I hear the ghost. I can find a way to climb to the upper level, which is going to be that right there. And by climbing to the upper... Oh, hello. Uh-huh. Yep. Switch back to my Tonitrus. Get the buff. And now you're in trouble, ghost. Goodbye. There we are. Yeah. Finally, something goes my way. But, yeah, this place is feeling tricky, feeling hard. So, gotta be on my toes. I've already burned through a huge number of blood vials, so gotta be careful of that too. Alright, gonna heal up, get those blood bullets, get that little extra bit of healing. And, okay. I wanna explore this way. It's very dark in here. This is just like, the darkness of that other room, however. Oh, you know what? It's probably right above that other room. Yeah, a lot of the times the guys with the flaming weapons will be up here, but it looks like in this particular setup they actually started elsewhere. They already started down at the bottom, so there you have it. Gotta roll against these walls. You never know. You never know. That one in particular. Oh, look at that. I'm maxed out on shiny coins. I feel like that's an invitation to use some of them. Oop, and of course, I find them and I go right past them. Alright. Well, it doesn't hurt to use shiny coins. I'll mark that I've explored this passageway here, and, why not? Come back here, grab another one. There's still more if I want to get them. I don't think I do. Probably really not worth it. On the plus side, I see that I already have 160,000 blood echoes, which... I continue to be astonished by the speed at which they have accumulated. So, there is that to be said for the low-level chalices. And, oh yeah, and I did, by the way, I did confirm in between episodes, there's definitely, this is a 3-layer dungeon, which means the one exception to the 3-layer story chalice rule is the lower Tumaru chalice, which... that one has 4 for some reason. I wonder if that's related to the ROM layer. I think I have a vague recollection of someone saying that was meant to be like another additive right modifier sort of situation that you could add to the that you could add to the Chalice dungeon, and it only survived in the one preset Chalice. And if that's true, oh, see, they even have, like, lanterns down here? So you'd think that was an illusory wall, but it's not. Oh well. However, I do feel confident now that I've kind of come around and done a complete circuit that I can go in this way. Just a little disoriented because I... just going to keep rolling in case enemies decided to pop up. They did not. Hello there. Now, you know what? I just picked up a bunch of... If I can get there. There we are. A bunch of bullets. And I could use a little bit of a heal here. I'm very glad that that attack missed. Only 2 ghosts made it through that time. But yeah, keep on coming, my friend. Right through that door. Oops. Uh-oh. Well, I went for a ride. I wonder if he's going to follow me. I'm inclined to say no. I don't imagine a lot of the enemies are prone to following you off ledges. Yep, and there are the flammable containers that, with the wrong enemy throwing things from above, could be quite disastrous. Have I been here before? I see a bunch of... I see a twitching corpse on the ground, which means I definitely have. Is there another way for me to go? Those were bullets I couldn't pick up. There's definitely still an enemy throwing things at me. Okay, so there is another way to go this way. Good to know. Yeah, this is, not the Hintertombs. Loran. One of the... I think it was Lower Loran. One of the Lower Loran floors had that room set up. That's what I was thinking of. Oops. Ow. Goodbye. I was saying something about the... Oh, yeah. I was wondering... Maybe I already made the point. But I was wondering about Rom and whether or not the fact that Lower Tumuru has 4 layers is a remnant of the fact that that was meant to be an add-on that you could make to other chalices. Of course, this is a dimly recollected, you know, piece of potential misinformation, so definitely double check that. Don't quote me on it before you go spreading word. Yeah. It's a bunch of throwing knives I've picked up in this dungeon. I wonder why. Anyway, only thing left back there is a bunch more bullets. And there's more bullets. And someone is still throwing things at me. And I saw the angle on that. Someone's still up above. Which means I have not done as good of a job thoroughly exploring as I should have. I feel like I must not have actually done a complete circuit. I feel like this is where shining coins can come back into the fold. So I've explored that one direction. I'm glad I put my shining coin there. And now I'm going to put a shining coin here. Oops. Well, it's a good thing I've got a lot of bullets lying around in this dungeon. But I'm going to put a shining coin there. And there you are. And so long. Looks like they did not drop anything. That's cool. And I think this is going to be where the enemy is. Maybe. Maybe not. New? Old? No, this is the one with the total fake-out lantern dudes. Because that's definitely not an illusory wall. Very disappointing. Take a shiny coin. There we are. Okay. And this must be the lantern? No? No, this is the ladder connection. This must be the lever? That's not an illusory wall. That's for sure. What on earth? Oh, here it is. Okay. I was debating putting down the shining coin. You know, what I should do is switch back to my gloves here so that I can deal with this person without ever having to engage in melee at all. Aha. So long. Thank you for the powerful blood gem that I can actually use. I have to get back in the habit of actually checking my... what do you call it? Actually checking my gem setup as I continue to explore the Chalice dungeons here. And it looks like this lever is the main thing to find on this particular path. And I've fully explored, I believe, the path down below. And I think this was the last remnant of things to explore on the path above. Which means I am about ready to take on the boss. However, before I go back, which I don't actually remember which way is back, and now shining coins are everywhere, so they're not really going to help me. Oh, you know what I think it is? I think I have to go back into the room with the ladder, and then go down the coin that I left the, go down the path that I left the other shining coin at. And here we are. Indeed, pick up that last shining coin, because why let it go to waste, just sitting there on the floor? I can make some good use out of that. Okay, and this must be the way, yeah, this has to be the way back, which means I need to go back into the main room. Now, I think it looked like there might have been another way to go that I kind of ignored in favor of the open doorway over there. Also, I might as well pick up some bullets, since there's going to be a bunch of them lying around on the floor here. Are there going to be any more? Ooh, that surprised me. Might as well scan the outside of this part of the room. I'm not entirely sure I thoroughly explored coming this way. I know I fully explored coming the other way. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. They're such fakers. I've come to associate them with the correct path, and they've just got fake out little lantern dudes hanging out there. That's crazy. Oh well. Let's run back and see if I was... Oh, wait, nope, the guillotine. I saw it this time. All right, this must be the one for the trap that's I destroyed. This is going to be the one on this side for the guillotine, and I'm going to roll over, and it's not going to matter whether I step on the other one or not. All right, now, the question is there another passage off of this room? And actually, upon review, I'm thinking the answer is going to be no. Oh, well. Can't win them all. Now, the next question, we've got a boss through that passageway there. And is there going to be a pre-boss passage? Yes, there is. All right. So this is definitely going to get explored. However, I am reminded as I think it's... you can probably judge by some of my reactions. One of the things I do when I'm opening a door is just double-checking my resources. And, uh-oh. Whew. Good thing I just decided to... Well, I didn't even decide. Good thing I just was in the habit of continuing to run. That guillotine could have really messed me up. But I've checked my resources. I've seen that I've got a good number of blood echoes. I'm going to go back to the dream, and I will be back soon, and we'll explore that pre-boss pathway. I have returned. The dream is done. And when I am not having to worry about getting attacked by shadowy enemies, and I'm back somewhere in relative safety, and just make sure nobody's following me, I will show off. Check it out! We did it! We got to 50 strength and 50 arcane. This is essentially a completed build at this point. I didn't have quite enough to do it on just in terms of the amount that I had when I went back to the dream, but I decided to burn some of the higher level cold blood that I've got quite a lot of at this point, and just went for it. So now the strength is at 50, the arcane is at 50, which means as far as the Tonitress is concerned, I mean, it can technically get a little bit better, but it's huge diminishing returns at this point. So going forward, I'm thinking it might make a little bit of sense to put some investment into skill just so that I can use a few more weapons with this character, because at some point, maybe, I will finally get to actually make the Blood Gem special I keep talking about in the Chalice Chat series, and that's never yet come to fruition, because I think it would be an interesting way to look at system text and some of the interesting choices that go along with, like weapon and damage and conveying all that sort of information. And plus it's just a whole complex system that's definitely worth exploring in its own right. And if I'm going to do that, I'm going to need to be able to wield a lot of weapons. So I don't know, haven't really decided. It's either that or just focusing on arcane because, as I mentioned before, the hunter tools are kind of one of the few things in the game that just continue to scale reasonably well with your stat investment in arcane. Whereas continuing to invest in HP or stamina or strength or just a whole number of other stats are not especially helpful at this point. Anyway, let's focus back on moving ahead. So long, enemy. Surprisingly stout enemy. Oh, interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen a setup like this. I was thinking when I first came in that it was a little bit like the setup that I've seen recently in Ys and then way back in the Hintertombs. But it's got a bridge in the middle. Look at that. And I've been on other bridges in Tumaru before, but I have not... I was worried about a guillotine, I'm not going to lie. But I have not been in a section... Like, normally you come in, like, underneath the posts that are holding up the bridge and someone's firing a cannon at you from above, and then later on you can lower a drawbridge. That's the kind of bridge room that I'm used to thinking of when it comes to the Chalice dungeons. This one is different. See, I was just down there, and now I'm up here. This is cool. All right, what do we got here? Ooh, high-level tomb mold. And what's across this way? And of course, I'm going to have to explore the other part of the room. See this setup right here. I'm used to coming out on the lower portion of a setup like this and having to deal with jerks like these manning cannons and firing at me from above. It feels kind of nice that I just happened to come this way, rather than being down there in that mess. See, look at all those explosive urns too. So I can't aim the shots the way that the enemies can, but well, I think they can. I feel like the enemies are just typically more effective with the cannons than the player character is allowed to be. But I'm just going to fire off a couple shots in case doing that happened to clear up any of the danger for me exploring later, even though obviously these guys are dead now. So that should go a long way towards clearing up any particular danger. And I figured, why not? I'm just going to lower this drawbridge right now. Normally, there's some sort of doorway, like over here. Yep, here we go, in this particular setup. And I'm just going to swing through this wall. I think the room where I found the first Hintertomb Chalice was through a section like this. And if I recall correctly, there was just an unending horde, at least it seemed like, of enemies that poured out of that doorway. But it looks like that is not what's going on here. And I've remembered to lock on so I don't swing over his head. That happens a little bit more frequently than I would care to admit. And this is a candle and not an item. So prone to making that mistake. Just gonna switch over to my executioner's gloves here. You know, no reason. Doesn't look like... maybe that's an enemy? It might be, but it's not getting up. And this guy is getting closer. So, get blasted. Oh, it's a gunner. Shoot. Well... my blasts go farther than yours. Haha. Also, if I back up enough, I can make use of the fact that the blood bullets give me a little bit of healing for every one, and also be fairly efficient. Yeah, you keep attacking from range. There we go, that's what I was waiting for. Switch to melee, so that I can go back to having the executioner's gloves be super effective. Wasted one shot of them, but that's okay. That was a fancy-looking blood gem. Can I... this might take way too long. Oh. Interesting. Okay. It looked fancy. My quick scan of that doesn't seem to turn up anything super special, but maybe it is. I don't know. another reason to do the blood gem special, is to actually maybe finally, for a brief moment in time anyway, wrap my head around the full extent of the blood gem system, because it is quite complex. Alright, I think that's all the enemies. Would have been really nasty if I'd overlooked that last one and was opening that chest, and there we have 2 Ritual Blood 5s. That's probably the main treasure for this side path. So, I know that there are other ways to go. There's the lower section down there, there's the across the bridge section over there, and then there's the lower section of the other bridge section. Sounds more complicated than it is. But we'll explore it all. Just take our time, get through it. Ah, that enemy is walking away. I knew that this guy was here and was liable to throw things. Another reason I'm glad to have taken out that particular enemy is all those fire urns are still close by. And I'm seeing a lot of these treasures lying around here. The last time... Oh, interesting. The last time I encountered a setup like this, the majority of these were blood vials. Does not seem to be the case this time. And I see you out of the corner of my eye. Oops, I thought I pressed L1. There we go. Hoping to activate that buff. There are the blood vials I was expecting. Is this going to mean I can't pick up some of these? Oh, they were bullets. Alrighty then. Now, the last time I was in a setup... Yep. Last time I was in a setup like this, there was a trap. So, let's just roll over that. And sometimes, I'm also recalling there was a hole in the floor. I don't see this time. That is not an illusion. Alright, so I'm going to once again gingerly set off this trap and then roll over it. And now we have crossed off that particular pathway. And now I'm going to run back into this room, this bridge. And now, let's explore the lower section of this room. See, we've already basically crossed off all of the relevant paths here. Seems to be an enemy. Oh, it's a hunter. Uh-oh. This could be bad. Oops. They've got a repeating pistol. A double firing pistol is really what it is. Uh-huh. Even the homing nature of the executioner's gloves wasn't quite enough there. Alright, well, that's okay. Ow! Alright. Yep, I gotta get away from that. And heal up. Am I in an oil effect? No, it's just a slowdown thing. That's cool. Alright. So let's close in. Nope, their weapon is faster than mine. I knew it would be. That looks like it's the rope Molotov. Uh-huh. That repeating pistol sure hurts. That rope Molotov sure is annoying. Alright, I think I'm gonna risk... Uh-huh. Oh, the regular Molotov got me. I thought I'd dodge away, but he tossed that thing so far. It's still a problem. Alright, well, Executioner's gloves. Executioner's gloves can come in handy. It was a little close that time, I think. Man, I would like to hit this... I would like to hit this guy at some point. Alright, let's dodge. Oops. I charged up my weapon in his face. Hilarious. Oh, that worked out. I did not plan that. I'm glad it worked out, though. Alright. And let's continue to dodge. Yep, why not? While you're throwing that really far away... Uh-huh. Yeah, deal with that. And while you get staggered... Excellent. Haha! I have triumphed over yet another hunter. I'm glad... I'm real glad in hindsight that I happened to go up that ladder, wherever it is. I'm completely disoriented now. But wherever that ladder was that brought me to the upper section, I'm glad I went up that as opposed to fighting that hunter before. Because I probably would have been inclined to investigate the path that the hunter was guarding, and then I would have walked into a situation where I was going to get blasted with cannons and tossed Molotov cocktails, or have Molotov cocktails tossed at me, and just be in for a bad time. I was a little bit wary of ooze there. I don't see it. Sometimes there are enemies in, like, coffins and things in this sort of setup, so just gotta keep an eye out. Keep my weapon buffed up in case I suddenly have need of it. But looks like that's doing okay. Got a good number of blood vials, got a good number of bullets. Be a little bit less annoying if I happen to run into any that are just lying around. Still give those explosive canisters a bit of a wide berth. And get the buff going again here, because again, just in case, you never know, there might be an enemy lurking around here. It seems there is not. Seems I have dealt with this situation. And I've already dealt with the upper section, and that does not seem to be an illusory wall, which means I think I have now satisfactorily explored this pre-boss pathway, and I know because I picked up the Ritual Blood 5s that I'm in a good position for the treasure. Well, good position for the treasure. That it's likely that that's the main treasure that's down this way. So I'm just quickly scanning this side of the room here, make sure I didn't miss anything, and it's looking like, oh, is that the way I came in? This must be the way I came in. Yep, there's a dead enemy, which means this is, yeah, dead rat. This is definitely the way I came in. All right, so it's time for me to head back to the dream. I think this has been a good episode length. The boss awaits us next time. I have not looked up that particular boss, so that should still be interesting. I do not remember the last time, ages ago, that I was here. And hopefully it will be exciting. Until then, thank you for joining me. All 50 episodes. It's crazy. Well, maybe you haven't been watching the entire time, but in any case, thank you for joining me this time. I hope you'll join me next time. Until then, thanks for watching, everyone.